Hi, everybody. How are you doing tonight? Hey, this is Adina Cox, and I'm just sharing my Power BI demonstration for the research project. I went ahead and pulled up my Excel data just so you can see it. I've got a few different sheets in here uh, with with items that I use on a daily basis at work. I work for a general contractor, and part of my job is to bill, but also help our project managers review their budgets and keep them on track, make sure they're aware of where their projects sit. So I was hoping that I would be able to utilize Power BI in my day to day job to help make my life easier and my project managers' lives easier. So now that I've got all of my information ready, I'm going to upload it into Power BI. You open Power BI, you're just going to select Get Data, and my file is an Excel file, so you're just going to tell it Excel and pull up where the file is saved, the file path. And then these are all of the sheets that I had in my Excel file. So I'm just going to select the ones I need. I don't need all of them, so I will not select all of them. I'm just going to tell it to load. And it just takes a minute, but you'll see them pop up over here when it's done. And here's all of my queries. So I can come over here. This is my report page. So I can come over here and look at all of the sheets that I've just uploaded. And then the first place that I like to start is in the model where I can manage my relationships. I really like this about Power BI because it's a lot like a spreadsheet. I'm sorry, it's like a database. So I can manage my tables like I would in a database. But none of these, so Power BI tries its best to link these tables in relationships that it automatically detects, but it doesn't detect mine correctly. So we're just going to go in and really quickly and delete these. Sorry. And then to manage your relationships, it's actually really simple. You're just going to drag and drop the like properties. So I'm just getting these in an order that makes a little bit more sense to me. Okay. And then it's just a simple drag and drop. So I'm going to link most of these on the job. So I'm going to take the job from my backlog and hover over the job on my job list, and you'll see it creates this relationship. Now I like a many to many with the both on the cross filter direction. That's how I'm going to link all my tables. Again, on my CO log, I'm going to take the job and drag and drop. And you just double click to manage your connection. And I'll see when I record this if I can speed this up at all. When I look at my recording for you guys. So if you're familiar with databases at all, you'll feel pretty comfortable in this setup. One of the reasons I really liked it, and then I went with Power BI. So this one I'm actually going to link to a different table. I'm going to link it to my revised job cost report. Those two are more specifically related. This one has substantially more information. And that information is tied to this report. And the only one right now that should not be connected is this bidding table. And I'm actually going to connect that with my estimator to the project manager because that's how our company functions. It's often the same person, many both. So now I've got all of my relationships, and you can verify. You can see the arrows are pointing both ways, and the star shows a many to many relationship. So now that we've got all of our relationships managed, we can go ahead and actually start building our report. And for me, I like to be able to track our jobs by project manager. So I can look and say, what jobs does this project manager have? So we're going to go ahead and do that off of my job list. And we're going to create a table with our project managers and then the jobs they have. But instead of a list of the jobs they have, I'm actually going to come down here on my values and on select on the drop down. I just want to count going to tell me that Boyd has 7 jobs, Dan has 4, and David has 12. That's not, super fancy or anything. So we're going to go ahead and put it in a pie chart, which is nice and pretty. The next thing that we like to be able to do is check jobs by city and state. So again, we want to be able to look at our project manager. And I want to see what states he has jobs in. And I want to see what cities they have jobs in. But Power BI has this really cool. So if you click on it, you can drag it and drop it wherever you want. You can resize it, make it big or small. But one of the things that I think is really cool about Power BI is this map feature. So I can do the map. And it's actually going to give me a breakdown of where the states are. And then you can customize it. We can come in here to our format and say we don't really feel the need for a legend. It's all color coded. But that's just kind of the fun stuff. What we really want to be able to do is drill down on our information by our project manager. So we're going to just drop when you need to click off of that, we're going to just drop a job list in here. So we're going to say job and job description and just stick it in a regular table. Which you'll notice that these titles for the description look a little repetitive. This is actual company information. So I just went ahead and changed our job names so we didn't need to worry about it. But you'll already start to see the neat things that Power BI can do, because if I want to look at all of Dan's jobs, I can click on Dan on my pie chart, and it's going to drill down to the jobs that Dan has, but also to the state he works in. Whereas Ryan works in Nevada, Utah, and Arizona, and here's all of his jobs. Or if I picked Arizona, down here it would show me the Arizona projects we have and the project manager responsible for them. So it's just a fun little function. If you can click back on that state and it gives you the full data again. The next part of this is just building the reports that I use on a regular basis. So we want our project managers to be able to manage their change orders. So I'm going to build a change order, a table that's got our job, the description, whether a change order has been approved or not. I'm going to drop this in a table. We're just going to drag this over. Come on. Make it nice and big so everyone can see it. And see how it puts status over here in the values a second. So we're actually going to drag and drop it down, and it'll change the description, the status. But I actually want the status, and I want a count of how many change orders have that status. So I can drag and drop again down here and change this drop down to the count. So it's going to tell me that this project 16005 has 4 approved change orders, or 17031 has 35 approved, 4 denied, and 5 voided. And then again, we want the total price of our change orders. So again, we can look at our project and see this project had almost $1 million in change orders, which is good for our project manager to be able to realize. One of the other things that I have to put together every single Tuesday is a report that shows them the available balance on every project that they have. So again, we're going to be able to cut that down a little bit and allow them to look at exactly where their projects sit. So we've got our job, our job description. Oh, that's not the one. See, I had this clicked, so I was adding it to that. We don't want that. We want to click out of it and create a new table. Job, job description, which we could do several different things, but I like the table because it gives the information that we need it to have. We also want our cost code. And you can see here, it's going to list every cost code on each project. So this is going to have all of our projects on this list. We also want our cost code description and our available balance, which again, this is just pulling from my spreadsheet. Now the cool thing that we can do here is in our formatting, we can add conditional formatting for our available balance. And it's going to give us our data bars. We can also come here and click on available balance and modeling and tell them, hey, just so you know, this information is monetary. And I'll change that to reflect the US dollar. We could do that on this one as well if we wanted to, total price. So then if I said, okay, I need to know how Dan's jobs are doing, it would pull up Dan's projects. He doesn't have any projects that are active right now, actually. So let's choose Ryan instead. All right, here's how Ryan's projects are doing, but we want to look specifically at, let's say, 18009. So we're going to click on 18009, and it's going to sort these. Now, if we clicked on available balance, it would get allow us to sort from the lines that have the most balance left in their budget to the ones that have the least. In fact, the ones that are running over budget, and allow us to account for them accordingly. So those are just some cool things. And then one other thing I want to show you on this sheet really quickly is how to create a quick measure. So one of the things our project managers need to be able to do is to compare the percent billed against the percent of costs incurred against the estimate and see if we've over or under billed a project. And you can do that by creating a quick measure. So what we want to do is on our backlog, we're going to click these three dots and it's going to say new quick measure. And Power BI has several calculations already built into it. There's a long list of things that you can do. We're going to just create a division quick measure where we are going to take our job to date work billed and divide it by our contract amount. And then you'll see it took a second, but it populated here. So we can click on that and say, hey, just so you know, this is a percentage. And now we want to create a card. And we're just going to say, we want to view our job. Oh, darn it. I put that in the wrong one. Okay, so let's revisit that a little bit because I didn't realize I clicked the wrong one. So new quick measure, subtraction. And again, we're going to click on our backlog and we're just going to say job to date work billed divided by the contract amount. And that should drop in here. Here it is. And again, we're going to say this is a percentage. And we want to look at our job and the job to date work billed as a card. And it'll give us our percentage. And there must be an issue with this formula. So, but that's, essentially that's how you would do it. So it's pretty cool because you can come in here and say, all right, on this specific job, what's our job to date work billed percentage? And oh, I did mine. So you can come in here too. And if you click on this, instead of minus, what we want to do is change that to division. And it fixes it for us. So it's pretty user friendly. We don't have to go in and recreate the wheel. But now it's saying, hey, this job is 96% filled. So that's how you create a quick measure. And I've learned a few other things, but I don't want to make this demonstration go on forever. This program is driving my coworkers crazy because I really think it's pretty cool. And I've had a lot of fun learning it. And I think that I'll be able to use it for a long time. So I appreciate the opportunity to learn it. And that's the end of the presentation. And I hope you guys were able to pick up some things that you can use, not just in construction, but in other presentations for your life. Thank you.